you think it's in the past to me, and you think that I'm just how I wanna be, back again all alone. Is it so hard? Just pick up your phone. Well, I swear that I've tried to let you go, but it's hard to see your face, and I let you know that I still care. I know you don't, and that seems fair. But darling, I hope that you can hear me. Bring my heart to life, make my transparency 3D. Darling, I hope that you can hear me. Bring my heart to life, make my transparency 3D. Alright. We were laid on the lawn, just like before. Said again how I loved you, but the feeling was no more. Saw it in your eyes as you left. You have let go of what I have kept. So for all these years and many more, my fragile heart, a piece of which you tore, is yours like before. Just walk this way and I'll hold the door. But darling, I hope that you can hear me. Bring my heart to life, make my transparency 3D. Darling, I hope that you can hear me. Bring my heart to life, make my transparency 3D. Alright.
Welcome to the IDC Radio 106.2 FM. You're listening to the Big Tree Sessions podcast, a music series exploring students, young artists, and the music that they love and that they want to create. I'm Jonathan Silber, your host, and here with me today is Xander Wilk, age 20 from Englewood, New Jersey, now living in Ramat HaSharon and studying in the Rimon School of Music. Yo, I just want to say that, like, you really sing with soul.
Thank you.
Like, there's so much power coming from you that I can really just feel it.
It means a lot, man. Really, thank you.
What inspired you to write Transparent?
I had this relationship, way back in the day, high school relationship, and it ended, clearly, because why else do you write a song about heartbreak? And I think a lot of it was kind of about feeling very unseen, and I think that especially today, that's a big struggle, not just for me, but I think for a lot of people, to feel seen, to feel heard. And, this person was my person, like, for a long time.
and kind of having that feeling, you know, abruptly end, like having that relationship end, was something that was really hard. And it was kind of like, you know, I know that this is ending, and I get it. Like, I totally get,
Yeah.
you know, this is done. You don't.
Did
feel
you
the same
find it
way.
to be like therapeutic to be able to like take that emotion and stress and put it into this song?
Like 120%. Also,
Yeah.
like, this happened like when I was 16. Like, I'm 20. I wrote this song this summer.
Oh,
So
wow.
It's like, it's new. So like I've held
Okay.
on to this for like a very long time. And 100%. Like, I
Okay.
mean, that's what music is at the end of the day. I think it's just catharticism. It really is.
I mean, it definitely is. There's nothing better than I had another day last week where I just needed a break from everything. I go out on like a 2-hour walk. I'm just listening to like just a rerun of like sad Beatles songs.
Yeah.
And, like,
Oh
I don't know
my
how many
God.
times you can listen to Eleanor Rigby, but
Dude, that song really hits different.
yeah, freaking it does.
Yeah.
Okay, so how did you start with music? Like, where's your beginning?
I started with music, singing in the shower for like as long as I can remember.
Mm-hmm.
I played violin in elementary school for a very long time. So like my school had a great orchestra program, which was very fun, but I was never really such like a violinist. And now
Okay.
like in retrospect, I'm 20 years old. I haven't played a violin in 6 years, and I'm like, I should really get on that again.
I mean, in the 3rd grade, I played viola. I was not good.
Viola is also very cool.
Yeah, it was just a little bit of a bigger violin.
Like kind of,
Yeah.
but I feel like I'd get like just smite for like saying something like that. Like
Yeah.
viola and violin, they're totally interchangeable.
I'm
Some
sure.
viola players listening to this somewhere like, how dare you?
There's a
I cannot
symphony.
believe
There's
you.
a symphony row just getting up and walking out right now somewhere.
Oh, there's people tracking us down.
Yeah. Okay, so
It's
you
like,
started
what's
with
that noise out there.
yeah, just like you just hear like the gong going
Yeah,
on. They're coming
Just
up.
like the big drum, dum 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 dum.
Okay, so you started with violin.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I mean, I've been singing forever, but like I kept it to myself for a very long time. So I would always sing in the shower. And then when I was in 2nd grade, there was a talent show at school. They started like this 4th grade talent show. So I was like, awesome, I'm totally going to do that. Because like I would sing in the shower, and I was like, I don't think I'm half bad. And I was telling my mom for years, I was like, I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it. And like, you know, I'm talking about it for 2 years. Finally, it's 4th grade. It's coming up. I'm like, Mom, I'm going to do the talent show. She's like, oh, and she thought I was kidding because she had never heard me sing. So she was like, do you want to maybe practice for me or like show me something? And I was like, no. Like, I got this. Like, I'm going to do it.
Did she
then.
come to the talent show, or was it
Of
just for
course.
kids?
No, she came. And
Okay.
like a lot of parents came. And one of her friends who's older was like, there's always that one kid that like gets up and bombs. And my mom was freaking out. So like her and her friends literally formulated a plan of like, it's okay. We're going to take him out for ice cream afterward. We're going to like get him out the back door. Like, it's going to be fine. And because I just wouldn't sing for her. And she was like, do you want to show me? She had no idea. So she was just nervous because she just thought I was going to get up there and make a fool of myself.
Right.
And in retrospect, I mean, I was a 10-year-old, and the song of choice.
How did you have that confidence at that age?
I didn't actually. Like,
Okay.
I was scared. I was scared shitless, but
Okay.
I like always had this, like, once I saw that, I was like, this is my opportunity to like get it out there.
Yeah.
Cause like, and then after that, like, you know, I've been performing ever since then, ever since I was 10 years old.
Right.
But I did in retrospect, it's really funny because at the time I was like, it was like my favorite song.
Yeah.
But the song "Replay" by Ayaz,
Sure.
yeah,
Yeah.
that was the song of choice that I did for the 4th grade talent show.
Okay.
And it went great. And like my mom was like, "Where did that come from?" And her friends looked at her and they were like, "What the hell? Like, why'd you get us all nervous?" And she was like, I don't."
Do you ever think there might be this weird? I don't know if this is only true with people who do performances, but that there is like this like thing that like once you get like that taste of like approval of just like everyone watching you and they're like and you're like, oh, this feels really nice. Like it's almost like a drug. It's like addictive.
I wouldn't even argue against that. Like, yeah. And there's something very special about it. Like you, like also, I mean, like I did also theater throughout high school, and like you know, after 4th grade, I mean, like it was pretty much just like I was doing every show in my school. I did.
You were a student of the arts.
Yeah,
as they
like
would say.
I really yeah, like, and it's really been it. Like I'll say, like, you know, I think I struggle a lot with self-confidence, and I struggle a lot with, you know, feeling like good or feeling like, you know, maybe I have like a purpose or like I bring value. And that's something, I think that's just a universal human struggle. I don't think that's specific to me, but like when I'm singing or I'm acting, and even when it's not perfect, I still feel like I'm doing what I'm supposed to be doing. It's like the one area of my life that I'm like, I feel like this is what I'm supposed to do. And, you know, and for me, I've kind of just reached a point of, you know, it's a weird thing to pursue because it's like, it's the music world, and it's like all artsy people that are like, you know, and I'm totally one of those people,
Right.
like very much so. But I've kind of just realized I'd rather pursue that and fail 10 times than look back in my life when I'm 70 years old and be like, damn, I really wish I did that.
Yeah. Maybe something more authentic to your being genuine to yourself.
Yeah.
So the next song you're going to do for us is Best Part by Daniel Caesar. What does this song mean to you?
This is just a very beautiful song. I remember just hearing this, and especially the bridge to that song, which is like, you know, you're my coffee that I need in the morning. You're the sunshine in the rain when it's pouring. Like, it's just a beautiful song. I love R&B. I love Daniel Caesar a lot. I love her a lot. Like, it's just a beautiful song that I really, really love singing, really love performing.
Okay.
A lot.
Awesome. So do you want to take it away? All right. It's all yours.
There we go.
You don't know, babe, when you hold me and kiss me slowly, it's the sweetest thing, and it don't change if I had it my way. You will know that you are. You're the coffee that I need in the morning. You're my sunshine in the rain when it's pouring. Won't you give yourself to me? Give it all. I just wanna see how beautiful you are. I know that I see it. I know you're a star. Where you go, I follow, no matter how far. If life is a movie, well, you're the best part. Whoa, you're the best part. Whoa, best part. It's the sunrise and those brown eyes, yes. When we wake up and then we make love, it makes me feel so nice. You're my water when I'm stuck in the desert. You're the Tylenol I take when my head hurts. Won't you give yourself to me? Give it all. I just wanna see how beautiful you are. I know that I see it. I know you're a star. Where you go, I follow, no matter how far. If life is a movie, well, you're the best part. Whoa, you're the best part. Whoa, best part. If you love me, won't you say something? If you love me, won't you? If you love me, won't you say something? You are. If you love me, won't you say something? If you love me, won't you? If you love me, won't you say something? You are.
Damn. Do you do performances at places?
I had a gig this past summer at this like bar restaurant in Greenwich,
that's
Connecticut.
So fun. Whoa.
It was great.
Okay.
And by the way, like it sounds like way bigger than it was, but it was like a Monday night, and like I was just playing for like the Monday crowd, and I got a keyboard, and I would just set up, and I had like an hour and a half set, so I do like 45 minutes, take a break.
Man, that's so fun.
But I like walked in there. It was down the street from like where my uncle lives, and he just walked in there. And he was like, "Here's my nephew. He's really good." And I was like, "I'll just play for like a free pizza," and they were like, "Bet." But I made 50.
I mean, listen, I think that's a gift most people would take up.
Dude, I don't want money. I just want food.
Yeah.
You can pay me in pizza. I'll
Hello,
work
I'm
anywhere.
a student. Please feed me.
Basically.
Yeah.
But I made like $50 worth of tips, and like it was cool. Like it was very fun, and like
Wow.
I want to do it again, and like it's.
You just played for like an hour?
Yeah, I would just go, and I brought my keyboard. I had like a set list of like maybe 20 songs that I'd like just go through some of my own stuff, and then you know, just other stuff. Like really what I'm playing today is like my set list.
Oh, that's so fun.
Yeah.
Okay.
It was amazing.
How did you get into like why you realized that you wanted to go to music school and then you decided it should be in Israel?
Yeah.
What was that? How did that happen?
So I was in a yeshiva last year. I was in a place called YTVA, which is
Rev Yair.
Yes. Yeah. Really incredible, man. Really incredible. Like it's really like my second family. Like really, like I really felt at home there. And Rev Yair really made it. Like I'm not a yeshiva person. I went to SAR. I went to a modern Orthodox Jewish school for 4 years. I always wanted to go to a performing arts school. It didn't pan out that way. And you know, I was like wanted to come to Israel because I love it, and my you know I have a lot of family here. Never plan on going to a yeshiva. And Rev Yair was like, "Look, I want you to come. I can't promise it's going to be what you want it to be. Like I get you don't want to be in a yeshiva, but like let me try to give you your year, and if you don't like it, I'll help you figure something out." So I was like, "Okay, like you know, he's a great guy," and I was like, "I just know that I'm cared about. So like no matter what, like, and I just want to get to Israel." And it was the best year of my life. Like I was there the entire year.
It's also it's one of those it's the first year out of the house.
Oh my yeah.
Which is like a big deal for a lot of people.
Yeah.
And no matter what you do that year, it does change you because it's your first year of being a young adult.
Right.
Which is you are the youngest type of adult, which is an 18-year-old, which in my opinion is still very much a kid.
Oh, I'm 20 and I'm a child.
Oh yeah. Same at 23, child. Man. Yeah. It's the same thing everywhere. So then you're in Israel. And you're like, okay, I'm not going to Juilliard.
No. So I was supposed to go to Rutgers' music school.
Okay.
And Rutgers is like 40 minutes away from my house. And I was kind of like, well, I was 6,000 miles away. And I don't really particularly like New Jersey, especially after COVID also. Like being like locked in my house for 7 months and then just like coming to Israel 6,000 miles away and being like, wait a second, like there's so much freedom here.
Yeah.
And also like I think Israel's just an amazing place. I mean, I really like fell in love with the country last year. I really did.
That's amazing.
Like I really did. And I was supposed to go back home to Rutgers' music school. Was not excited to go to Rutgers at all. No disrespect to Rutgers, sorry. Oops. But
I mean, listen, I didn't even get into the New Brunswick campus.
Dude,
so.
I mean, like, yeah, like I sort of like I was really like I don't want to go back. And my mom just kind of said to me, she was like, "Do you want to try, you know, just staying in Israel another year?" And I was like, "Huh?" She was like, well, you know, you seem happy and you don't really want to go to Rutgers. And I also thought about going to Ramon as like my gap year program last year, but I just knew I wanted to be in Jerusalem.
Yeah.
So I reapplied. I got my application in, went for an interview, panned out great, and now I'm there. And it's a 1-year program. So I'm here for another year. And then after this year, I actually literally just got my acceptance letter like on Saturday night. I'm going to Berkeley.
Whoa.
In Boston.
That's big stuff.
Yeah.
That's great.
Yeah.
Okay,
I'm very,
that's
excited.
huge.
Yeah.
Do you feel like your taste in music or how you view music has changed since now you're studying it?
Yeah, like 100%.
What do you think's changed?
Well, I think that like you know before I just kind of saw it as this form of expression, and I think you know it's music 120% is, and it you know definitely that's a very fundamental part of it. But I think like there's a lot of very technical things that like I hear now, like especially like rhythm, like especially like you know just like the one of a song, like when you're playing music and it's 1, 2, 3, 4, like one. It like I hear that a lot more, or I just have terminology where like yesterday I sat down at my piano and there's a song I really love and I was like, it's a piano song, and I've just like never been able to like learn the chords because it was too complex. There wasn't a YouTube tutorial.
Right.
All the piano I know, I taught myself through YouTube.
Right.
I've not taken like I'm not a pianist like at all. Like I'm really like I know enough chords to do this.
Right.
But the other day, like I literally just sat down, opened up like a sheet that just was the names of the chords, and like I pieced it together.
And now you can read it.
Yeah, and I was
very slowly. I'm picking up how to read musical notes. I'm still terrible at it.
Yeah,
especially because like I'm not. I also am like a YouTube guitar player, but like I never got good at picking. So it's just like reading musical notes is still it's hard. It's really a different language.
Really hard. It fully is. It fully is. So like before I like you know knew what I was doing next year, part of me was like I really just want to stay in Israel, but if I stayed at Ramon, it's in Hebrew, and I was like, and people were like, well, why don't you just do that? And I was like, because I'm already taking music theory, which is like a language, and then taking that like in another foreign language, like Hebrew, which is something I barely speak English most days.
Right.
I was like, this just like too many levels of convolution.
There's like a joke we have amongst people who like move out here, which is like you grow up speaking English. And then you start learning Hebrew and you start forgetting your English. So you're now just speaking Hebrish.
Yeah. Wait, what did you call it?
You're Hebrish.
Hebrish. I like that a lot.
Because it's just like a mix of both languages that you have no standing in either of them anymore. So There's, it's a mess. That's just how like.
But it works.
Being an immigrant.
It works.
Yeah, it does. So wait, all your classes are in Hebrew now?
No. So right now I'm on an international program, so everything's in English.
Oh, okay.
Thank God.
Yeah.
But like if I wanted to stay in Rimon, like after this year, they'd be like, yeah, totally, because I know, like I'm part of a student there. But like all the classes that are available to me are completely in Hebrew, and it's cool also because like I'm taking English classes with other English speakers, and they're people from all over the world, like, which is amazing. The international program that I'm on is only like 15 people, but they're all from all over. So like there's a kid from LA, there's a kid from New York, there's like 2 people from Nigeria, there's 2 people from Venezuela, there's somebody from Russia. Like it's awesome. And then there's also like Israelis in my class because they just want to get better at English. So
it's funny the experiences that one had. The huge thing I never expected when I moved out here was how much diversity I was going to get exposed to.
Yeah.
And then just how much like from like meeting other types of people, you like kind of learn a lot more about yourself.
100. Like I literally, they asked me that, like that was like one of the questions of my Berkeley interview. Like, what, like, it's a very diverse campus. What do you think? And I think that like, I'm limited. Like I grew up in Englewood, New Jersey. It's a modern Orthodox Jewish community. Everybody like
a little bit of a bubble.
It's very much like, I mean, very much a bubble, but like, and even Israel's like kind of, it's got its own bubbles within it, but they all kind of overlap. Like what I really love about Israel, especially, is that in the States, I'm like modern Orthodox, or like, like the people I went to school with, in elementary school, it wasn't a Jewish school. They were like conservative or, whatever it is. But I think here, like you can just be a Jew. Like I don't think I'm modern Orthodox. I just think I'm a Jew. And I just love that I can just be that here. And like on
you don't really have to exist with a label.
Like on Saturdays, the buses don't run. And like you go to the park and there's like Haredi people and they're like walking with like their 12 kids and like their families, and like it's Shabbos, and then you see people like just working out and like taking a jog and like with their earbuds in. Like it's just a Saturday, it's just everybody's day off, and you can do with it, and it means whatever you want it to mean. And I think that's a beautiful thing.
I definitely agree with you that it's it's nice that there isn't maybe like any agenda or any.
Yeah.
You can just kind of be what you want. That might also not be a thing about Israel. That might just be a thing about getting a little bit older.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah. But I could be wrong about that.
I honestly will argue with that, because I was back home in the States this past summer for like 3 months, and like
you felt that there was like a lot of pressure.
Yeah, like I don't know. At least I think that right now, I just think there's like, especially during Corona, I think that there's just a lot of, everybody was just like very scared, and everybody stayed inside, and everybody's worrying about themselves. And it's kind of like, no one come near me, no one look at me, and like everything I just feel about the culture is very much like I need to be the best. And I need to be better than everybody else. But in Israel, I just think there's such a community of, like, I can walk up to any person, no matter what, at any time of day, and talk to them about anything, and like ask for directions. Like, it's crazy that like I get on the bus and like I don't have money, and somebody pays for my fare, and then like I pay it forward like literally 2 days later, and I'm like, oh my God.
Okay, yeah, that's very true. So the next song you're playing for us is "Telegraph Avenue" by Childish Gambino.
Yes.
I'm going to ask the same question I asked earlier. How did this song come up in your life, or where do you find it significant?
This whole album is one of my favorite albums of like all time. And I will say, like, I really do think a lot of the mess, there's a screenplay that goes with the whole album, and it's a crazy, crazy project. He did like all this stuff with art and live performances, and he like created different accounts and curated this entire universe, like this entire world for this album. This song in particular is just a very, very beautiful song, and it's really cool in the actual audio because it starts off like with you hear like somebody getting in their car, starting the engine, and it starts off with like a radio sound, and then this song, like the opening to it, is like kind of muffled because it sounds like he's listening to it like on the radio. You hear him like coughing,
like there's like some distortion or something,
and then it just fades in, and it becomes the song, and it becomes like this moment, and it becomes this very personal drive, and it's really like like the one thing I will say that I miss about being in the States and that I can't do here is just drive, but that's just because I don't have a car.
Yeah.
But dude, late night drives and just listening to music and this song are just wow.
All right. Okay. So why don't you take us away?
Making Japanese, and she's watching DVDs in Oakland. Now I'm driving up the 5, and she waits till I arrive in Oakland. Oakland. Everything that I wanted, only gotta drive for the moment. If you tell me turn around, then I'm on it for the moment. But you know me, you know how I get when I'm lonely. I think about you in a moment, but everything you do is so Oakland, so Oakland. Foot on the gas, I'm just trying to pass all the red lights and the stop signs. I'm ready to go, but I'm really not ready, girl, that's the problem. Cause I'm way too scared to call, and I know that you're to stay. I don't really mind the drive, but I think I'd rather die in Oakland, with my hands on 2 and 10. So I guess that all depends on Oakland. And I'm nervous, truth be told, I never saw me growing old in Oakland, And if I married you tonight, it would probably start a riot in Oakland, Everything that I needed, girl, I finally got you in your feelings. Everything you won't say or retweet it, and I don't like this shit at all, so retreat it. Can we just roll with the feeling? Can we just roll for a minute? Wait a minute, foot on the gas, I'm just trying to pass all the red lights and the stop signs. I'm ready to go, but I'm really not ready, girl, that's the problem. Cause I'm way too scared to call, and I know that you're to stay, you know. I took off my 9 to 5, but you still don't have the time to kiss me, just hit me. And if I left you all alone, would you still pick up the phone? It's iffy, do you miss me? I got furniture to move, and we'll both be 30 soon in Oakland, The only one I know is you, so the fuck I'm supposed to do in Oakland, in Oakland. Mm-hmm.
That was awesome. I actually also really love Childish Gambino. I actually have a poster of his hanging up in my room. But that was such an awesome song.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I mean, I didn't write.
You didn't write it, but like still like perform the hell out of it.
I love that song. I appreciate it.
Yeah, yeah.
That is, I mean, that's my that's easily my top 5 favorite albums.
Mm.
What's your favorite Childish
by
project?
Childish?
Yeah.
It's gonna be too basic if I said Redbone. I really loved Feels Like Summer.
Yeah.
That's a really beautiful song.
Yeah.
Sweatpants is a good song also.
Sweatpants is, yeah.
Yeah.
Every time I hear that song, that's like my no matter where that's playing, no matter what the function is, I'm just like,
yeah, getting friggin' hyped.
oh my God.
Okay. You mentioned to us earlier that you also did vocal lessons.
Yeah.
What was that like?
So I started taking vocal lessons when I was like in 6th grade.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, it's a lot of like warming up in scales. I can't really like I have friends and like they'll talk to me and they'll be like, "Oh my God, you took voice lessons. Like, tell me what a voice lesson is and what it, like." I can't explain it because like it's like really it's a lot of technical stuff, but it's a lot of scales. It's a lot of technique. It's a lot of like.
Do you learn how to like hear pitch?
Yeah, like also like right now, like in Ramon, like there's vocal lessons are part of my curriculum. So,
Yeah.
like I have a vocal lesson every week, and like I literally am like looking at like a chart, like I'm in like a medical school of like the larynx and like the inside of like
Right.
all and like literally just learning about like once you like visualize it, it's like when I'm working like when you're working out, like when I'm just like lifting weights, it's just like this is pain. But when I'm like actually focused, like, okay, wait, I'm using like this muscle or like I'm like actually visualizing it, it becomes a lot easier and you're like a lot more focused and that's where your
Right.
energy's going. So it's the same thing with the voice where like I'm learning like a lot of different pieces of the voice. And like if you ask me to explain any of it to you right now, I'm going to botch it.
Yeah. I mean, it's one of those things
but,
I'm
like,
guessing where it's kind of like, it's just a learning how to control a part of your body.
Mm-hmm.
And there are people like, people who maybe do martial arts are really good at this, or people who dance are really good at this. And it's kind of a similar ability that people when they hear like, oh, someone's taking vocal lessons, they're like, what the hell is that?
Oh, yeah. Like, I feel like I have to like I'm in a band right now. I'm in my next door neighbor. He has a metal band. So he just asked me to be the singer for it. And like, it's always
you screaming?
Like, kind of.
Okay.
Yeah, kind of. It's like, I'm not like really a metal singer, in case that wasn't like super obvious.
I mean, listen, maybe you're a man of many talents.
I'm trying, but like, it's fun. And like, I think that I bring something to the table, and I think everybody does.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that, that's like my favorite music is like not when it's like, here's like this thing that we're going to do and we're going to repeat the formula. It's when people like infuse stuff. Like, there's this guy I really love called like King Cruel, this British guy. And he's like it's not funk. It's like jazz and like punk kind of mixed together.
Mm-hmm.
And it's weird, but it's different and it's unique. And like, I hear it and I'm like, I know who that is.
Got it. So let's move into the next song. It's a song by you called Zero.
Yeah.
Tell me a little bit about the song and then we'll move into it.
This is the first song I ever wrote. I wrote it last year.
Mm-hmm.
And like, this is a song that like I wrote the beginning of it, like the hook, during quarantine. And this song means a lot to me. And like, I also like, I can't even like, it just means a lot to me.
Yeah.
But this song is really it's also about a relationship. Man, I gotta work on that. But it's about
life's a process,
right?
Yeah.
Yeah. But it's about kind of having zero, self-esteem and having that like very bad self-confidence. And kind of, it's a relation. How do I explain this? It's like kind of this whole relationship, and it ends, and I sort of was like, how could this person do this to me?
Mm-hmm.
And by the end, I'm realizing, well, no, like I have to work on myself. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it starts with me. Like, you know what I mean? Like, yes, this ended, but this doesn't mean this person's bad. It means I have to work on myself. I need to be better. And
it's a really beautiful thought.
So yeah. So I hope I get that point across.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Got zero self-confidence and I can't take your compliments. I'm falling over, can't take no more, girl. You leave me here while I'm bleeding out. You turn away without a doubt. Hung up on this stupid shit. You never seem to care a bit. Baby, I don't want you to quit. Telling me that we should split. Yeah, that's fine. I don't care. I'm so glad that you can share a lot. It gets to me because truthfully I know I've got zero self-confidence and I can't take your compliments. I'm falling over, can't take no more, girl. You leave me here while I'm bleeding out. You turn away without a doubt. I can't believe that you used to make me whole, and I can't see how you used to touch my soul. We can make it work, I claim. You're telling me it ain't the same. Yeah, I know there's no more flame, but darling, you're the one to blame. Done with your pain, I'm done with your game. Oh, please take me back. You left me cause of what I lack, or cause I've got zero self-confidence and I can't take your compliments. I'm falling over, can't take no more, girl. You leave me here while I'm bleeding out. You turn away without a doubt. to be cared for. I'm not drowning anymore. Took some time, but I found my way to the shore. I'm not drowning anymore. This too shall pass, 'cause this lust could never last. I'm done staying in the past, but this weight is still a mass. Another season ends up leaving. Don't need a reason, I know this ain't pleasing. You're no longer here teasing, but this pain, it ain't easy. Still drifting, still missing, 'cause I've got zero self-confidence and I can't take your compliments. I still keep falling, but I'm done stalling. I'm lying here and I'm bleeding out. It's all my fault, it's my self-doubt. It's all my fault, it's my self-doubt. It's all my fault, it's my self-doubt.
Oh, that was awesome. You got to send that to me.
I need to get like a good recording, so I'm very glad that I have this. Really,
yeah, we'll definitely export the audio for that
please.
one. Okay. How do you create?
You know, like I think I'm still trying to figure that out, because this song came together very differently than Transparent, and I also like have a third song that I wrote, and all of them came together very differently. Where like this, I had like I had like the chord progression, and I was like, okay, cool. And I just kind of had that repeating, and that beginning, like I got zero self-confidence, and I can't take your comments. That just like was like on the spot, like I had that, and that was in my head for like 4 months, and I was just walking around with it, and I had nothing to do with it.
Yeah.
I showed it to my friends, and he's like, "Dude, add the like I'm falling over, can't take no more." And then from there, I like added the last 2 lines, and I was like, "Okay, cool." Like chorus, but I built that with a friend.
Right.
And then the verses, like literally I sat down in an afternoon, and like that came out of me. And then the C part, I like literally left it, didn't touch it for like another month. And then the C part, like I wrote in an afternoon. Like I was out, and like I was talking to somebody about my song, and they were like, "Dude, you got to finish that." And like my friends were like, "Dude, like when are you gonna show it?" And I was like, "It's not finished. It needs a conclusion." And I talked to one of my friends, and I was like, "I feel like I need it to like wrap up, and I need it to like, you know, I need to have some sort of reconciliation, like, you know, because I'm talking about like how shitty I feel. Like I need it to like resolve itself." And she was like, "You know, it doesn't have to. Like it doesn't. You don't have to like have this complete start to finish. Like now it's
maybe
perfect."
sometimes we feel like like we're all narrating our lives as stories, and we want to have clean bookends and clean
exactly
end of the lines. One of the best. I just this is totally kind of in the topic, but also off the topic. I was just watching the finale of Bojack Horseman recently.
That is my favorite animated show of all time.
Oh, really? It's
actually my favorite
really
animated show.
Deeply touching, and kind of similar to the idea of where like the show doesn't really tie up its storylines, but it presents that it's okay that it doesn't.
Yeah.
And maybe there's the same thing with being creative, that it's like, you know, life really does just keep going, and there isn't going to be like a picture perfect, like, oh, the end. There isn't that.
There's no real like grand finale.
No, not at all.
And you know, like I said this to my mom recently. Like I was very overwhelmed because I was applying, and before I got into Berkeley, I was like, I don't know what I'm doing with my life, and I don't know what I'm doing next year, and I'm freaking out. And that's, I feel like, a struggle that a lot of people our age like have, of like, wait, like now I have to like start adulting, and like
it's the tidal wave of reality,
and also like what the fuck are taxes, and like what's a 401k? Like how do I do any of this? And my mom and I was like kind of saying like it's so overwhelming, and you know, I feel like life is just like all of a sudden it's just all coming at you really fast, and it just keeps coming, and then just like that it's over. And I was like what's the point of that? Like what's this all mean? And my mom was like, it's not about having. First of all, my mom's like my hero. I feel like I'd be remiss if I didn't at least mention that. But my mom is like my hero. And she said like it's not about, you know, this final moment or this final like, Oh my God, I get it now. It's about all the little moments in between, which I know sounds like a live, laugh, love poster, but like I think it's really true. Like life is stressful. Life is hard. Life is confusing. No one has any answers. And like, that's pretty much the only answer. But the fact that we're like all here together, the fact that you and I are sitting having this conversation and just talking, like this is a beautiful little moment. And this is not the grand finale of my life, but this is something I'm going to remember.
It's something you get to keep with you and take with you along the way.
Exactly.
Yeah. Where can people find you online if they want to search you up?
I have an Instagram that I am going to start posting way more, and I have some clips from today that I will be up very soon. It is Xander Jam. Xander Jam 20? Is that my name? I really should know this if I'm going to shout myself out. Give me 1 second.
Xander Jam 20.
I think it's Xander Jam.
Okay.
Was Xander
Jam
Jam
with a J.
Xander Jam. Yeah, Xander Jam 20.
Okay.
You can find me on Instagram, Xander Jam 20. I'm the fool wearing a Pickle Rick hat and like goggle glasses in my profile pic.
Okay.
That's me.
Okay, and the last thing you're going to do for us is be playing Budapest by George Ezra.
Yes.
Okay. So I'm going to read us out, and then you can take it off.
Yeah, man.
You've been listening to the Big Tree Sessions on the IDC Radio 106.2 FM. Music made at home for home. Play us out.
My house in Budapest, my market and treasure chest, golden grand piano, my beautiful focus stay on you. Ooh, you, ooh, I lose it all. But for you, ooh, you, ooh, I lose it all. My acres of land I've achieved. It may be hard for you to stop and believe, but for you, ooh, ooh, I lose it all. But for you, ooh, I lose it all. So give me one good reason why I should never make a change. And baby, if you hold me, then all of this will go away. So give me one good reason why I should never make a change. And baby, if you hold me, then all of this will go away. My many artifacts, the list goes on. If you just say the words, I'll up in Rome. But for you, ooh, ooh, I lose it all. But for you, I lose it all. So give me one good reason why I should never make a change. And baby, if you hold me, then all of this will go away. So give me one good reason why I should never make a change. And baby, if you hold me, then all of this will go away. My friends and family, they don't understand. They fear they'll lose so much if you take my hand. But for you, ooh, ooh, I lose it all. But for you, ooh, I lose it all. So give me one good reason why I should never make a change. And baby, if you hold me, then all of this will go away. So give me one good reason why I should never make a change. And baby, if you hold me, then all of this will go away. My house in Budapest, my hidden treasure chest, golden grand piano, my beautiful focus stay on you. Ooh, I lose it all.